Fox just gave Laura Ingraham the best job ever. If you all are fans of Laura Ingraham, get ready because she just bumped Sean Hannity from the 10 p.m. spot on Fox News. Now, before you go and get too worried, Hannity is just getting upgraded to the 9 p.m. slot and the 5 is getting moved back to 5 p.m. Still, this is a huge announcement of Ingraham, who has been waiting decades for her big break into conservative news. It finally came last month when she was asked to fill in for Tucker Carlson for a few days. After her performance on camera and the reaction from the audience, Fox knew what it had to do. They hired her on and promised her a show of her own off the bat. Honestly, this is a pretty unbelievable deal she managed to get in the world of cable news. Pretty much nobody gets to walk into the studio and get set up with a daily 9 p.m. show to start. It's no doubt her years of media experience have absolutely paid off. Well, either way, now you all know the new show times for Fox's fall lineup. Get this out to every Fox News watcher you know so they can see what direction the Murdochs are taking their channel now. Brutal Gowdy just exposed Dumb's biggest fear, the Woodin Mueller investigation. It looks like the justice hound of the House Gowdy is back again, and this time he has discovered something the Democrats don't want getting out about that dirty dossier on Trump. So Rep. Gowdy was busy doing his duty as the chairman of the Oversight Committee when bam, it hit him. He needed to see what the FBI and Justice Department saw in that dossier that made this whole investigation into the Trump campaign start in the first place. Gowdy said that Dems are scared that the entire investigation into Trump was built on a piece of fiction. Gowdy told the Daily Caller, "I don't know why anyone, from California Rep. Adam Schiff, to Vanity Fair, to Rachel Maddow, would not be curious whether or not the world's premier law enforcement agency relied upon a dossier in connection with an investigation without vetting it. For the life of me, I don't understand why they are focused on this, unless they are fearful that the Bureau did rely on a piece of fiction." According to Thray, he thinks that Comey may have jumped the gun and started the case without vetting any of the info. It makes sense since the dossier was already disproven. If that is the case, then the entire investigation is a sham and Comey and Susan Rice and Loretta Lynch need to go on trial instead. This is a big breakthrough for Gowdy and every conservative. Make sure everybody sees this. Vice President Pence barely escaped an assassination yesterday and nobody is talking about it. Yesterday afternoon, Mike Pence was busy visiting Pennsylvania for the 9/11 memorial honoring the heroes or Flight 93. It was during that visit that he escaped an assassination attempt. Right before Pence flew into town, the Secret Service caught wind of William Robert Dunbar's plan to take out the vice president. Dunbar, a 22-year-old National Guardsman from New Jersey, was arrested on duty for saying, "If someone pays me enough money, I will kill the vice president." That's right, Dunbar wanted to kill Mike Pence. It seems like he simply lacked the courage to do so without some backing. Luckily, he was reported for his violent rhetoric and sent to the county prison in lieu of his $250,000 bond. Luckily for us, this would-be murderer was stopped in time and VP Pence and his wife were able to make their trip safely and successfully. They even released this beautiful video of Pence's trip and commemorative speech for our fallen heroes of 9/11. If you are glad that Vice President Mike Pence is still alive and the perpetrator was arrested, celebrate with an amen. If you want to help warn him, Trump, and everyone else how dangerous and deranged these leftists are becoming, share this and let the world know. Sick taunts after Eric Bollings' son's death should leave leftists hanging their heads in shame. You know leftists are sick when they start making fun of an innocent young boy's death. Eric Chase Bolling reportedly died on Saturday under mysterious circumstances. He is the son of Eric Bolling, a former Fox News host who was fired over allegations of sexual harassment. Bolling Jr. was only 19 years old and a student at the University of Colorado when he died, apparently suffering from extreme emotional torture over his father's scandal, according to TMZ. Most of the responses to the news were overwhelming, kind and supportive, but a few were truly sick. Apparently, the compassionate left is really into things like emotional torture and actually lauded Eric Chase Bollings' death, according to the Daily Caller. Here are some disgusting comments from around Twitter. There are just a few. I hope these leftists take a good hard look in the mirror and realize how callous and cold-hearted they sound in the face of terrible tragedy. It's a sad day when a man loses his son and the first thing that comes to mind is karma. H/T Daily Caller, TMZ. Right after the 9/11 ceremony, Trump made history with two simple words. Yeah, all 9/11 was truly a terrible day in American history, one that all who lived through it will never, ever forget. It has been 16 years since 9/11, and remembering it still brings Americans a sense of sadness and also pride and unity in their country. President Trump marked this event in a formal and somber fashion, placing a wreath and giving a speech. He posted this heart-wrenching video detailing the ceremony. Make sure to play it with sound on, but President Trump did not stop there. He wanted to take it a step further and commemorate this day like no one has before. President Trump officially proclaimed September 11th of each year Patriot Day. President Trump outlined the purpose of Patriot Day in a White House statement. On Patriot Day, we will honor the nearly 3,000 innocent lives taken from us on September 11, 2001, and all of those who so nobly aided their fellow citizens in America's time of need. We rededicate ourselves to the ideals that define our country and unite us as one, as we commemorate all the heroes who lost their lives saving others. Wow! This is an incredible gift to the American people, reinforcing the spirit of unity, compassion, and patriotism that showed itself after 9/11 for all time. Share this out 10,000 times so everyone can see how President Trump has honored the 9/11 tragedy. H/T Whitehouse.gov. This pilot began a suicide mission to stop United 93, but then a miracle saved her life. United Flight 93 is considered by many to be the pinnacle of American heroism, and that was before the story of Lieutenant Heather Lucky Penny came to light. Her story makes what was already one of the most incredible stories of the 21st century even more remarkable. On September 11, 2011, after it became clear that planes were being used as weapons against the United States, President George W. Bush issued an extraordinary order. All hijacked passenger planes would be shot out of the sky. Those orders were delivered to Lieutenant Penny, but there was one problem. No planes in the region were armed for combat. We wouldn't be shooting it down, Penny would later explain. We'd be ramming the aircraft. I would essentially be a kamikaze pilot. But Penny had no intention of dying, even though she knew that it was likely. I was hoping to ram the aircraft and eject, at the same time, she recalls. It probably wasn't going to work, but that's what I was hoping. Thankfully, Penny never had to make the ultimate sacrifice for her country. Instead, the brave men and women of United Flight 93 finished the job for her. After storming the cockpit, they took the plane down in rural Pennsylvania. Still, Penny's willingness to risk it all for country is a true symbol of sacrifice and patriotism. Share so that everyone knows the story of this true American hero. She deserves it. Rejection. Right before Hillary's new book was released, Amazon did something to humiliate her. Hillary Clinton just got a very nasty surprise from Amazon and Walmart, hours before her new book, What Happened, is said to come out. The book was supposed to be selling for $30 apiece. However, before they even hit the shelves, Amazon and Walmart both put her new book on the 40% off rack. Oh man, this is the kind of stuff you couldn't even make up if you tried. Maybe it is just another sad attempt by her to boost her numbers and make it seem like America didn't reject her. Did you notice how it already has the bestseller tag? That's funny since it hasn't even gone on sale yet. It makes me wonder if she just bought a bunch herself and put them all in the empty extra $2 million house she bought in DC to rent to the Secret Service when she became president. To be totally honest with you, although, the things Hillary Clinton is doing right now are not the actions of a rational person. Turning on her party, doing campaign rounds, pushing a book nobody wants. These are all signs of someone who is financially broke. Now, I cannot say for sure if Hillary Clinton is broke, but take a minute to think about all the money she spent on that extra house, and the fireworks for her win, and her legal defenses, and her dirty little campaigning tricks. Would it be that surprising if she and Bill were in debt to their knees?